It is another edition of Time About the Movies, and today we're taking a look at the movies of September 8th, 2000. We got 3 movies to look at today, so let's go ahead and jump on into them. We'll start off with the biggest new release of the weekend, biggest in quotation marks. Let me put it this way. This movie didn't even make $10 million, and it was the #1 movie at the box office that weekend, so pretty much should tell you everything you need to know about how well this movie was received. That movie is, of course, Keanu Reeves as the Watcher. So Keanu Reeves plays David Alan Griffin, which, I'm sorry, when I think of the DAG, I think of David Alan Grier, the comedic actor, but, yeah, they didn't even, it's like they didn't even try to hide the fact that they pretty much had the entire name, except instead of I-E-R, it's I-F-F-I-N. I mean, that's, like, I gotta move on here, but, Keanu Reeves plays David Alan Griffin, who's a cool killer time and time again. He chooses a female victim, studies her for weeks, till he knows her routine to the smallest detail, makes meticulous preparations using his forensic knowledge to gain entry when she's quite alone, subdues her, and admits a long, torturous death. You have Joel Campbell, played by James Spader, who gets so frustrated by his failure to capture Griffin in Los Angeles that he quit the FBI and moved to Chicago and remains in psychiatric therapy, unable to function normally. And then he realizes when opening his mail too late that a new murder victim is Griffin's, and the killer sent him pictures of her. Campbell reports this to the police, but is unwilling to join them in their search, suggesting Griffin is too slick and clever, yet he won't get out of it that easily. Funny story about how Keanu Reeves actually got involved in this, and when I say funny story, I mean, wow, what a dick move by this guy. Supposedly Keanu Reeves was not interested in the script, but he was forced to do it because his friend, the director of this movie, Joe Trebarnik, forged his signature on the contract. Some friend that guy was, but Reeves performed the role rather than getting involved into a lengthy legal battle. He reached an agreement with Universal in which he would not disclose what would happen until 12 months after the movie came out. Universal agreed to downplay Reeves' involvement in marketing, and I guess that's why he's the third-ranked name in the cast there, with James Spader and Marissa Tomei at the top, but Universal asked the film's producer to enhance Reeves' profit participation, which led Reeves to ultimately receive an additional $2 million. He was unhappy with the fact that his role, which was originally written as little more than a cameo, turned into a leading role while he was still being paid scale in contrast to the other leads. And this thing was actually called Driven at one point, even though there was another movie by Sylvester Stallone that was coming out with the same name, which we'll get into that one when we get to 2001. But yeah, what a dick move by this guy, by Keanu Reeves' supposed friend here, because when you look at this movie, it just feels like a watered-down version of American Psycho. Like, not even a good version of American Psycho, because you at least like that killer, even though what he was doing was completely wrong. But this, you could just tell that Keanu Reeves had no intentions on doing this movie. I mean, he was kind of forced into it. And it's just like, there's nothing about this movie, nor the performances, that really carry the load here. And it's not an engaging mystery at all, because you know who the freaking killer is, and you don't really get invested in the story or anything like that. And this is the type of movie that a studio would usually dump out in the early month of September, weeks of September, I should say, because that usually is another dumping ground month for movies. But yeah, there's just nothing about this movie that works. It's a boring film. It's very predictable. It's very formulaic. There's nothing special about it. It's just a mess. It's a mess on so many levels. I don't think I need to say too much more about this one. This is definitely one that I'm pretty sure Keanu Reeves regrets making, and he's made some movies around this time period that he probably does definitely regret making. We'll probably get to a couple more of them when we get in the next couple of months or so. But with that said, that is The Watcher, so let's go ahead and move on to our next movie, and that is Morgan Freeman, Renee Zellweger, Chris Rock, and Greg Kinnear in Nurse Betty. So in this, Renee Zellweger plays a small-town Kansas housewife waitress who suffers a nervous breakdown after witnessing her husband's torture murder, and she obsessively starts pursuing her favorite TV soap opera character played by Greg Kinnear, while in a fugitive state. And Morgan Freeman and Chris Rock play these two hitmen who kill her husband and subsequently are pursued to Los Angeles. And I'm going to be honest with you, I never saw this movie. I've never really seen it. I've heard about it. I've only seen little bits and pieces, specifically what I just showed you there in the trailer as well, but I've never really had the urge to go out and watch this movie in full. I've just never really felt like there was anything to it. I mean, it's directed by Neil LaBute, and Neil LaBute makes some very interesting movies. Of course, he made The Wicker Man. Before this, he did In the Company of Men and Your Friends and Neighbors. But this is one of those ones where I was just kind of like, I just really had no desire to see this film, really. I mean, I didn't think there was anything too crazy about it, but it's got some good reviews, and I mean, it does seem like it has mostly positive reactions to it, so it probably is a good movie. It's just one that I never really got invested into or wanted to go check out at any point. But I don't know, maybe I should, because I've seen nothing about this movie that says it's bad. I actually see more of it that says it's a good film, so yeah, I wish I had some more for you on that one, but I did not see this one. I did not see this one enough to talk about it, so maybe this is one I definitely do need to check out at some point, but not much more to say about that one. That is Nurse Betty. So let's go ahead and move on to our last movie we have here, and that is The Way of the Gun. So you have a movie here that's basically two low-level criminals kidnapping a woman who's pregnant. The woman being pregnant is Juliette Lewis, and the two criminals are Ryan Felipe and Benicio del Toro. And she's pregnant with the child of a mafia money launderer, only to find themselves facing a more complex and dangerous situation than they first realized. And you also have James Caan in here, Taye Diggs, Scott Wilson is also in here as well. But most notably, this is directed by Christopher McQuarrie, who won an Oscar for writing The Usual Suspects, has written would later go on to become pretty much one of our top directors and top, not just directors but writers in general, because following this, he did Jack Reacher, and then he got in the Tom Cruise game, and he directed all the Mission Impossible movies, starting with Rogue Nation. He also did Top Gun Maverick. He's written stuff like Valkyrie, Edge of Tomorrow. He's become, in the 23 years since then, he's become one of our great action film, just not even action filmmakers in general. And this is where it all began for him, and the result is not that great. It feels like kind of a knockoff version of something like a Pulp Fiction or a Reservoir Dog. Like McQuarrie was trying to channel in his inner Quentin Tarantino, and it didn't quite really work out as well as I think they wanted it to. And I think that really is the major fault of the film, is that there really isn't a whole lot there that makes it work, or is really all that funny in general. It's just kind of like, there's some good ideas here and there. The acting is not the worst, but at the same time, there really isn't anything there to give it that extra spark that a movie like this could really do. I mean, it really does feel like they're trying to make their own version of something like what Tarantino made back in the early steps of his career. But certainly isn't the worst. But I would really kind of expect a lot better. But like I said, this guy has gone on to become a prolific not even, again, I say action filmmaker, but a filmmaker in general, and he's made a lot better movies than this. But I guess if you want to see his earliest work as a director, I guess this is worth a watch. But other than that, though, this isn't one I would say you really need to see right away. If you're just curious to see what McQuarrie did as his first directing job, this definitely works for that. But other than that, though, not really all that great. So, yeah, that's The Way of the Gun. And so on that note, we wrap up another edition of Time About the Movies. We'll head into the middle of September on the next episode, taking a look at Jamie Foxx in Bait. We also have one of the year's best movies, Cameron Crowe's Almost Famous, and I guess you could say a criminally underrated movie with duets featuring a great ensemble cast. We'll talk about that one on the next episode. So 3 films to look at next time. We'll do that. But until then, thank you so much for watching, and if you want to see more videos like this, please hit the playlist on the next page, check out the previous episode. Also, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button, and also don't forget to check out Time About the Christmas, which is a brand new Christmas special I did yesterday, which is basically a Christmas review clip show, looking back on the movies that we've taken a look at, holiday movies in general, from the last almost 600 episodes we've done here. I'll put a link to that on the next page as well, if you want to go ahead and check that out. But other than that, though, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time for the next episode. So until then, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Take care.